should not be the one who puts salt in your wounds.
Santa Cruz Pier, great place to spend an hour or two. Just walk up and down, say hi to the nice people, maybe grab a bite to eat at one of the many fine restaurants. You can also observe the wildlife. Well, not exactly wildlife, but the other creatures here. They call this pier their home, such as pigeons, seagulls, little blackbirds, and sea lions. It's absolutely fascinating to watch these animals and how they've adapted to this unnatural environment. But it can also be sad, for some of the byproducts of the activities frequented here on the pier have crippling and often fatal consequences to the animals who call this pier their home, namely our trash, with the most apparent and observable threat being discarded fishing line. But where does all this fishing line come from?
Let's check it out.
Hi, can I help you?
You want to run a fishing pole?
Okay, I need to see your license. And I'm open until 6 tonight, so you'll have to bring it back by... Hi, Buck. And if you'd like to jig for bait, you would get the one with the feathers on it. You see the different colors?
Something heavy. Something
Heavy.
to really throw out there.
Really heavy and really throw out there. Okay. And here's your copy, Nick. And I will be putting this in here with you. And it's in my register on the other side of the jewelry sign register, so you can ask if I'm not here when you come back. I will be here.
So how many fishing poles do you usually rent out on any given day, just average?
On a weekend, during the summer, all of them, which would be 12 a day.
How many fish would you say average usually, like if someone were to rent a fishing pole, they would catch, for like 2 hours worth of fishing out here?
On the wharf or in the boat? On the wharf, they could jig for anchovies or mackerel and probably get a bucket full.
Sometimes you don't catch anything. And sometimes your line gets snagged.
How many times do people bring back fishing poles where the line has been cut and you have to replace the line? It's all like just draping out on the pier or the ocean.
Probably every other pole, or maybe one pole comes back with the rig still on it. But most of the time they come back to get new jigs.
Oh.
Because they'll snap them, or they get it hung up on the wharf, the under the wharf and the kelp.
And sometimes you just drop your whole pole.
How many of these, on average, are actually returned that are rented?
All of them.
Sweet.
They want their $20 back.
The effects of fishing line underwater we don't see. However, the effects of the fishing line up here on the pier we do see. Most people don't even notice, but
By our calculations, 1 out of every 25 to 30 birds has either been or is presently being maimed by this discarded fishing line. And those numbers are taken only from the birds that we can observe. That doesn't count what you do not see underwater, or the poor birds who suffer the unnoticed fatal injuries such as strangulation and entrapment.
I heard that sometimes people catch seagulls and pigeons. What do you do when that happens?
Well, they hopefully can get the hook out, and if they can't, then we call organization that's they're volunteers, and they come out and they. Marine Mammal Center.
What's it called?
The Marine Mammal Center. It's a volunteer organization that they come out and they help, because there's a lot of times that a seagull will actually get a starfish caught in its mouth, and that seems to be the most disruptive thing for tourists to see.
How many times have you ever heard like someone say they caught a bird and just cut the line and didn't even care about it?
I have heard that on occasions, and I have seen birds dragging lines before.
Good day, Mr. Seagull.
I was wondering how many of your friends and family members have lost limbs or had had major injuries due to fishing wire accidents.
I cringe to think how many poor little feathered skeletons are hanging from the pier beneath our feet.
Nick, look at that! I want to see what I can do. There's a sea lion over there with a string around its neck. Is there somebody I can call or something I can do?
Yeah. Do you want the telephone number?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go. It's the Animal Service Authority.
Okay, just call them and they'll come down?
Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So if you want to know what you can do to help, we'll show you. We'll show you how to catch one of these poor guys and free him of his malady. But the first things first, we need to equip ourselves with the proper tools. We have a little pair of scissors, some tweezers, and most effectively, toenail clippers. You can also use your teeth, but we recommend against it.
First, we must obtain some bait.
What's up, man? Can I get some soda crackers, like 5 packs or so? Thanks, man. Yeah, 5's good. We found these soda crackers, they serve as a very effective bait when you're trying to catch the birds. Not only are they're bleach white, so they're clearly visible on the concrete or the wood, but they make a distinct sound that the birds seem to like. See? Drives them crazy. First, we gotta find a mark. So we walk around, we hit all the hot spots. Up at the end of the pier is real good, lots of pigeons up here. There's the little side loops where people fish, the dumpsters, those are good. And we just look about until we find a pigeon we want to help. Now, Cela here makes catching a pigeon look easy, but I assure you it is not. It takes a high degree of discipline and patience. We've tried several techniques over the years, such as the shirt throw, oral persuasion, imitation, chasing, ambush diving, tossing change. These are all very ineffective methods. However, if it works for you, do it. We found that the two-man bait and grab, or as I like to call it, the soda cracker snatch, works best. 2 people will be needed for this method. Once you get one, the proper way to hold them is you hold their wings and their tail feathers with these fingers, and then you hold their feet between your pinky and that finger. You know that one? And anyway, this guy is not so bad off. He's got a little hair wrapped around, which it can hurt the blackbirds, but not usually the pigeons. After you grab him, your second guy comes up and he removes the string. This guy's a little dirtier than normal, but you'll get the idea. Yeah, stay out of the grease trap, buddy. then once you get everything out, you just give them a good hard toss up in the air.
If a toe or foot is black or severely discolored, leave it alone. A black toe or foot is dead and beyond saving. The string that killed it is now the best thing to complete castration. Usually though, even if it is pretty gross, it will help to remove the string for relief's sake or to prevent further damage.
Now I've tried several times to catch these little guys and had absolutely no luck. They're quick, but you should try, and call me if you get one.
Careful when catching seagulls. They're vicious and don't give up quite as easily as pigeons. This young seagull here should be pretty easy to catch. We've never been able to catch a full-grown seagull. Good luck catching them after they turn white. With this little guy, the problem's not string. It's a broken wing, which we can't do anything about. So after we catch him, we'll put him in a paper grocery bag and bring him to the Native Animal Rescue Center, where they have the resources to help him heal for the long term. It's located off Highway 1 in Capitola. Their directions call 462-0726. It's a really wonderful place.
He's not even got enough fight in him.
Okay.
We need like a grocery bag. That's the best thing to carry him.
A paper bag?
Well, this guy we could just. Ah! He's got a little bite left in him. Yeah, I got long sleeves this time, buddy. Ow!
Are you sure you don't want to just wrap them in that?
No, we're good. That market would probably have some grocery bags.
A paper bag?
Ah! Paper's good.
Now, as far as sea lions go, there's not much you or I can do.
So, we'll get a rope and a pulley. Okay, and we'll hang it right here. And maybe somebody else could lower me down, real quiet and stealth-like. And I'll get right behind him right there with my knife. And then you distract him, get an M80 and throw it in front of him. So that when he wakes up, what's going on in front of me, he won't know I'm behind him. And then I'll just grab it and cut. And that'd be cool.
No, I don't think so.
Later we gave the Marine Mammal Center a call. They don't have the manpower resources to answer every call as they come in. However, all month they keep track of the reports that they get, and once a month, a team is sent out to investigate these reports. You can reach the Marine Mammal Center at 633-6298. We're not exactly sure what these cute little guys are. We've probably only seen 3 or 4. Nick really wants to cuddle with them, as you can see here. But we'd recommend against it.
And if you don't think actually catching the birds is for you, you can do something just as effective, maybe even more. You can pick up the fishing wire whenever you see it. It solves the problem before it becomes a problem. Thanks for watching. I'm Cela.
And I'm Nick.
And we're Hands for Feet.